Good morning, everybody. It is a pleasure to me to be here with you exposing this project. My name is Maria Camila Plata Ramos. I am 22 years old and I live in Agustín Codazzi Cesar. I am studying bachelor degree in foreign language with emphasis in English, and I was developing my pedagogical practice in Francisco de Paula Santander School with my practice teacher, Yulimis Figueroa Perez. If you can see, my project name is the implementation of technological tools, ICT, to improve the process of teaching English writing at the secondary level of the educational institution Francisco de Paula Santander. Francisco de Paula School has 2,800 students enrolled in the CIMAT, SIMAT. The institution is located in the northeast of the municipality of Agustín Codazzi, in the neighborhood El Socorro. It's an institution that has 3 days, morning, afternoon, and evening. On the other hand, has 2 seats, and the first one is the Camilo Torres, and the second one is Antonio Galán. Also, it's an institute with low socioeconomic level students with socioeconomic strata of 1 and 2. And I developed my pedagogical practices in basic secondary and in high school too, with a total of approximately 35 students per classroom, with age ranging from 13 to 17 years old. The students with whom I was developing the classes have a low level of English, and the 4 English language skills were underdeveloped. And in addition, these students do not have many technological tools for the development of dynamic and creative and innovative activities that allow them to be more interested in learning a new language. The support for this project was research of the use of ICT for learning English at the Autonomous University of Aguascalientes. This research was very important for my project because it allows to establish if there is an influence or relationship between the technological resource used for the teaching of the foreign language, in this case is English, in the foreign language degree program of the Autonomous University of Aguascalientes, and the implementation of information and communication technologies in schools. This work was developed through an online survey that resulted in 3 lines of research. That's the what opinion do students have about the disposition of ICT in the university, and that communication skills are put into practice with the technologies available inside and outside of the university. The students introduced the ICT in the English program, serving as an example and reference to support and analyze the problems and possible solutions that could be implemented in my place of practice. On the other hand, another topic that was very important for the design of my project was the teaching English for multiple intelligences. An opinion to improve language competence. This topic is important because it emphasizes Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, which states that all people possess 8 intelligences and that some of them are more dominant than, and this allows to give methodological solution to diversity of students because it takes into account all the profiles that exist in the classroom, and also by creating a heterogeneous and varied methodology. This also forces us to create various teaching activities and techniques that allow students to acquire new knowledge. Significant learning in the teaching of English as a foreign language at the secondary level, played an important role in the development of this project because it allowed us to understand that today's school presents a significant daily learning because the experiences that they experience by the students together with their teachers and their pedagogical work, will guarantee a cognitive development in a different context and new experiences. Therefore, meaningful learning is based on a prior knowledge or information of a student. It's like a preconceptions, so that this learning can be used in different contexts. Therefore, English as a foreign language is part of the meaningful learning. And if you start from experiences and preconcepts that can enrich language, and in this way, you need to use a theory and practice. Regarding the development and execution of the investigation, the first was to apply a diagnostic test for students with the topic of personal information, spelling with the alphabet, indefinite articles, singular and plural, and cardinal numbers, to know the level that the student posed at that time. This diagnostic test was applied in grade 606 of the afternoon. The apprenticeships were taken from the first period based on the area plan of the Francisco de Paula Santander. This survey showed us that 64.3% of the students surveyed were underperforming, 21.4% obtained a basic result, and finally 14.3% of the students surveyed has a high performance. The second phase was design of pedagogical activities, where activities based on the implementation of ICT, the pedagogical tool EducaPlay, and topics of the English area plan. According to the quantitative analysis of the result obtained from the Google Forms, we could conclude that the students were completely satisfied with the implementation of the pedagogical tool EducaPlay, but especially motivating the learning of the English area from different approaches and activities, being finally the objective of the research project, noting the effectiveness and development of skills, able to identify the characteristic of people, use the different vocabularies present in classes, also generating interest to achieve better results in the proposed test through this research project. With the development of the research project that was based on the improvement of English language writing skills through the application of the pedagogical tool EducaPlay, a better teaching practice was generated involving the cognitive, emotional, and social as evidence in our conceptual framework, according to Howard Gardner, where we implement the use of multiple intelligence from the development of the use of skills, of the different skills of our students, and creating in them that the capacity of abstract thinking and to go beyond the conventional and to be agile mentally. When it comes to learning a foreign language, in this case is English, where the student is required to manage to detach his mother tongue while writing in English, Howard Gardner evidenced it in his definition of multiple intelligences as the ability to solve problems or elaborate valued goods. And in the same way, the evaluation was oriented towards a formative purpose in which more spaces of teachers, students, or student participation was found, favoring the use of the virtual environment in the teaching and learning process. Thank you very much for listening to all my information to my research pedagogical practice tutor and my practice leader, Yolimi Figueroa. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.